Noblesville's pressure will be unrelenting. That was off the hands of Tipner for Noblesville.
So far, I think in the first 3 minutes, this is the most turnovers I've seen all year. There's been a lot of turnovers you can't keep track of. There's so many.
I'm running out of fingers and toes. I've got 9 between the two teams combined, which is more than the points. And a black in there for East Central. 3 in the corner for the Trojans is good. Rattled home. Couple made by Arnold, who averages 1.5 points a game.
She's met her quota already tonight.
Drive and kick. 3 for Shoemaker. Too strong, and Mendez going to be called for the swim move. And I've got that as a quick second foul against Danny Mendez.
Well, East Central, when they have been able to get a shot, they've made it. And I guess that's the important thing, but Noblesville's traps have really bothered East Central so far.
Good to see Ava Shoemaker, who has played in just 7 of Noblesville's games so far. You see the elbow brace she is wearing. She's also a double-digit scorer at 10 points a game. Now on the drive, shot block, Shoemaker makes an impact immediately. So Ava Shoemaker wearing number 13. Caitlin wears number 3 for the Millers. And Wilson pulls from 15 and doesn't get the friendly roll. And here's the luxury that East Central has. Trable can get the rebound, lead the break, find a shooter, rattled home. Arnold back-to-back threes. And a timeout called by Donna Buckley and Noblesville. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Today's game presented in part by the Hoosier Shooting Academy. Combine cutting-edge technology with old-school work ethic to make your game better at the Hoosier Shooting Academy. Go see Paul at 465 and Brookville Road on Indy's southeast side, and always online at HoosierShooting.net. All right, now that the turnovers seemingly have been stemmed by East Central, they've knocked down 3 threes.
Well, Arnold's hit 2 of them, and I don't think they expect those shots from her. And so the opening on the 1-3 half-court trap, if Trable has the ball on the one side at 6-1, they got to skip it to their shooters on the backside. And so far, East Central's been ready for it, and they've made the shot.
East Central as a team makes just under 5 threes a game. They shoot 26% from three-point range, and they've made 3 in the first 4 minutes.
So is it fool's gold, or is it just one of their days where they can make them, because they haven't made them during the year?
We got about 28 minutes to find out. Little zone look here by East Central as well. Good work in the high post as Tipner kicks to Wilson. Wilson pulls, and that one rattles in.
Wilson's an excellent point guard, one of the better point guards in the state. Really like how she plays.
She and Tipner's kind of interchange each other. CeCe Quigley is in there running the point of that zone defense, a 6-foot freshman for Noblesville. Ball knocked out of bounds by Caitlin Shoemaker.
Well, they've really come out, both teams ready to play, but they've almost played too fast. You know, they're going so fast, they got to get some stuff done instead of just kind of running like chicken with their head cut off a little bit. They got to calm down a little bit and get into their sets a little bit. Here's the trap, long arms at 6-1.
Good job to walk the tightrope that time. You made 2, why not, right? That one does not go, and eventually Wilson comes out of there with the rebound. Talk about the experience Noblesville returns. The crazy thing is their 3 leading scorers are underclassmen on this team. Tipner is sophomore, Wilson and Ava Shoemaker are juniors. Wilson finds a seam floater, got it.
Yeah, Wilson's one of the best players in the tournament because she just has a knack of getting into those gaps. She can make things happen, she can shoot it, and she also passes it well.
On the drive, runner off the window is good. Baker might have got away with an extra step on that one.
Well, you know, East Central, when they break the press, they're challenging Noblesville. If they're going to press you, you got to make them pay, and so far East Central has.
In other words, they're not playing scared of that pressure. Caitlin Shoemaker, a 3, the senior, 9 points per game, and now both teams have found their offensive groove. Trable, able to find an outlet. Anna Black, a 5'8" sophomore, had it poked away. Who touched it last? The Millers did.
I like how East Central's using Trable for their release person to pass the basketball. She's got the size to see over the traps.
Trable, contact, official says play on, and Trable connects.
You know, Trable gets on runs where she just makes every shot. so far she's got off to a good start.
Noblesville averaging 56 points a game. Trying to add to their total there, can't do it. Quigley. That'll be a rebound. She'll get as a sophomore or older. Trey will just have physical for that one. Tough pass, and enough of a foul that time by Caitlin Shoemaker to draw the whistle, her first, and team foul number 3.
Well, it's been a fast-paced first quarter. It's been fun to watch. You got the traps at Noblesville, and you got East Central attacking that trap, and so far so good after those early turnovers.
Hang on, we had a player that had a bit of a jersey retuck that was needed, so we'll try this again. Arnold's will inbound directly in front of our broadcast location.
Elbow action! Get out of there!
Here comes the trap, but ball bounces right to Trable. Trable shot blocked. That was Shoemaker on the block, and Ava recovered by Wilson. Wilson will fly down the floor. Trailer 3 by Shoemaker does not go, and Arnold with the inside position.
Good block out by East Central that time. They took a
Trable, a contested 3. Oh my goodness. Had just enough space to get the shot away and buries it.
You know, if she's open, she's had some fantastic games when she gets open. I saw her in the regional make 7 in a row. And she gets on a run, it's going to be tough on Noblesville.
3. Wilson, no. Trable, the rebound.
Nice rebound by Trable. She's going to Woolford University because how well she played in the regional. They were there to watch her.
Not the first All-Star to go to Wofford, by the way.
Yeah, Wofford, I guess.
Of recent years. It's where Lily Hatton ended up from North Harrison. Members of the Southern Conference. And Arnold tried to throw that off of Wilson and just couldn't get that done. Good hustle back by Baker to knock it away off of Tipner and prevent. It would have been an easy layup. East Central had an All-Star last year as well.
Yeah, this Miss Trable, she struggled early in the year. That's when they lost those games, but she's really come on the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Low block Tipner. Great help, but not just the ball. Baker got a piece of the arm as well. Laney Baker, her first foul, team foul number 2. East Central lost 4 consecutive games in mid-November. Lost at both Jeffersonville and Lanesville, 2 places you and I have a fondness for, as well as Columbus East and Mount Vernon. But they have righted the ship since that time. Did lose last week to 2A Northeastern, but you wouldn't know that by how they're playing today.
They've really taken it to Noblesville. You know, Noblesville wants to be the aggressor, and so far by making those outside shots, East Central has handled that trap.
Noblesville checks in at number 8 in the state this week. Wilson will pull from 14, and good look that wouldn't go. He'll take that shot every time down. Clock is on your screen. Trable wants to work off the ball screen. Fires from 3. Not that time. Crash for the loose ball. Noble's out of there with it, but not enough time to do anything with it. East Central survived the turnover bug the first 3 minutes, and they take an 8-point lead against the defending 4A state champs. It's 18-10 for the Trojans. We're back in a moment on ISC and Comcast 81.
Wow.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
the home of Hoosiers,
where legends live.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
a giant field house
and basketball courts in every park.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
family
and friends
and team
and fans.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
memories
and history
and future
and hope.
Basketball
lives
here.
Basketball lives here in Henry County, Indiana.
That's some basketball talent on display in that commercial that we just showed. I'm not sure that Steve Alford needs an introduction, but Mason Gillis, you can tell from Purdue, and Cameron Tabor, former Indiana All-Star, that's now playing at Davidson. Unfortunately, Cam suffered a knee injury right at the beginning of this year and going to have to redshirt at Davidson this year. Thanks to our friends at Visit Henry County for their support. Elbow jump shot is good for Tipner, and she gets her first bucket.
Yeah, that was good shot on the inside. Nice pass again from Wilson. They need some inside shots, so good job.
Kate Rollins in for Noblesville. Again on the attack, Baker gets it to go. Baker with 6.
Well, I'll tell you what, when they throw that diagonal pass, East Central's been told to go to the basket, and they've done a great job scoring off the backside.
The thing that impresses me about East Central is they're not playing rattled. You play a team with the athleticism and the pressure of Noblesville, teams tend to retreat. That's not what East Central is doing.
Well, the schedule they play gets them ready for these type of games.
Shoemaker with the 3, her second made 3, third for Noblesville. Noblesville averages making about 5.5 a game. And Noblesville will just keep firing.
Yeah, they just try to grind you down with the pressure.
Yep.
And so East Central has got to stay the course and not be in that corner.
That was off the Noblesville player, out of bounds to East Central.
East Central that time got in. They didn't reverse it. They kept it on the same side, so it's an easy trap in the corner. And Caitlin was in trouble on that play.
Get it there, Laney. Score that, Joe.
The lead to Trable. And Trable never had a good handle on it. Second time, no. Third time, and realizes, let me kind of reset here. Possession continues. It's Caitlin Dick with the ball in her hands. 7.5 points per contest.
Noble's playing a little man-to-man right now, so see what East Central does in their man-to-man offense.
On the handoff, shot blocked. Clean pick by Tipner of the effort by Baker. Wilson threads the needle on that pass. Shoemaker again. Wow. Timeout called by Kevin Moore. Again, Noblesville will keep playing their system offensively and defensively. Now they're back within 1 a couple minutes into the quarter.
Well, they're going to take you to 60 points. They're going to take you the distance. They average around 60, 56 points a game, and so they just keep the pressure on. And so far, in the second quarter, East Central's had a little trouble with it.
We referenced our friends at Visit Henry County. Thank you to Corey Murphy, everybody involved with the folks at Henry County that help support our broadcast on ISC. Take your shot in Henry County. Basketball destinations and so much more. Visit hoopsinhenry.com for trip planning ideas.
Well, I think as far as Noblesville, they're really playing this game the way they want to play it. East Central's made some outside shots, but at under 30% for the season, they're gambling they're going to miss, and then Noblesville can take off on the rebound and go.
It's Rollins playing the point of that 1-3-1 zone trap. Trable in a tough spot and leads to a turnover. Shoemaker comes out of there with it. Rollins, great find, and Tipner ties us at 20. That was the 7th turnover committed by the Trojans. Trable in a tough spot here, and 10 seconds, didn't get it across the line.
Okay, so Coach Buckley's made some adjustments on that skip pass. Those passes aren't open now, and so Trable needs some help, somebody to come back to her aid.
Good side-to-side movement against this zone by the Millers.
You're here, Laney. Get back in. Active hand. Active hand.
Shoemaker, not that time. And Trable snares another rebound. Already 6 of those for Josie. Just straight steal. That might be a jump ball, but good hustle by Arnold to win it right back.
Laney, go! Laney, go to her!
And then Arnold tied up, and the arrow will keep it here. And you can hear, we got both coaches not mic'd up, but the benches are, so you're hearing great stuff from both sidelines. And you hear one of the members of the East Central staff, hey, go help. Don't leave your teammate on an island.
Yeah, so far Trable's been on an island on the last couple plays. There's no one to help her. She needs to go to the basket here and make something happen.
Back door, Laney.
Tough to complete that pass, but able to find a teammate in the corner in Arnold. Here's Baker's got 6 points, averages 13 a game.
Laney, get over here.
This is about as long of a possession as we've seen from either team today. Given how Noblesville plays, that's tough to do, but like the dribble handoff, shot was blocked. It's a good take by Anna Black, just couldn't get the finish. It was an 8-point lead to begin the quarter.
Go.
Now it is tied at 20. Just 2 points so far this quarter. Trying to fix that is Baker. Not that time. Weak side glass controlled by Wilson. And Noblesville will not let the grass go to the tires. They will attack, and Tipner works around the 6-1 Trable and scores. So Noblesville in front for the first time since early in the quarter. And Wilson timed it perfectly and puts it up and in. Timeout East Central. 10 East Central turnovers. Wilson has 6. Noblesville now has outscored East Central this quarter 12-2.
Yeah, the pressure. Noblesville's subbing. East Central can't sub very much. They've been running bodies at them. It's just been an onslaught because if you shoot those threes and miss, which East Central made in the first quarter, it's layups at the other end.
Let's thank our friends at ADP and Anthony Bennett. Did you know that ADP pays 1 in 6 Americans? Did you know that if you mention ISC, you get the full range of ADP services free for 3 months? That's right, ISC and ADP have partnered to help your small business, and it's free for 3. Call Anthony Bennett at 317-427-8249 or email anthony.bennett@adp.com and be sure to mention ISC. It's all right, what is Kevin Moore talking about with his team right now?
Well, I think they're doing what he wants them to do, but I think he just needed to kill the momentum. I think it was more of a momentum shift. And then, like you said, don't leave Trable on an island. When that 1-3-1 trap, she gets trapped, there's got to be a person in the middle, and they need a reverse person. They need one that can go back guard to guard, and so far they haven't been able to get a person there.
Let's thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Captain Courageous himself, Alan Hughes. And Jordan Shue on the 1s and 2s, making sure that our signal gets to you on this Thursday afternoon. It's Hoops for the Holidays on ISC. Simultaneously, we have games going in Kokomo at the Phil Cox Memorial Tournament, the Paul Logan Classic at North Central, and right here at the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic. Steal, layup, no. Wilson tied up, and the ball will remain in Noblesville.
See, East Central's got to match the aggressiveness that right now Noblesville's throwing at them. East Central's a pretty aggressive little team, but they got to get more aggressive. Trable's already got double-figure rebounds with 10.
So back in is Baker. We had a double-double in the first game, and we'll likely have that in this game as well. It was Mallory Pride that had that for Bedford North Lawrence, who awaits the winner as BNL cruised past Mishawaka Marion. Shoemaker slips behind the defense and scores her first 2-point field goal. She's got 11. And the run continues now for the Millers. And another turnover. Look ahead pass. Rollins got her steps right and lays it up and in. First bench points for Noblesville.
Well, it's just a layup-thon right now. Unless East Central could handle the ball, they had the early problems, and they're having a lot of problems here in the second quarter.
How do you prepare for something like this if you're East Central?
Well, you really can't. You have to have 7 in practice against 5, and then that doesn't do justice to the pressure because right now the game's too fast for East Central, and it's just the speed that Noblesville wants to play.
Wilson lines it up. Can't finish. Ely will check in at the next dead ball. She had the first bucket of the game for Noblesville with the 5'5" senior. And again, it's impossible to complete that pass. Speaking of passes, how about that dime? Rollins couldn't finish, but Tipner tracks down the rebound. Rollins gives it a go from distance. That does not go, and Caitlin Dick will track down the rebound.
Well, the Noblesville's not going to let you set up, so you got to make a play. There's another turnover.
East Central averages 12 turnovers a game. They have surpassed that already.
Yes, and they're in the second quarter. The game is going too fast for East Central, and so I don't think Coach Moore has a lot of choices here. They've just got to try to play through it, and they haven't really had Trable get any shots here lately, and they need to get her some shots, or she needs to create her own shot.
Ball tipped away.
See,
Tipner from 15, left alone. Fight for the loose ball. Shoemaker tracks it down. And rebounding out of that zone can be a problem. We've talked about it all morning long. It's the longest Noblesville possession of the game. By the way, Bailey Ensinger in there for the first time for East Central. 5'9" senior, averages a point a game. Tipner stripped. Turned down the 10-footer, looking for the 2-footer. And at the other end, Baker couldn't finish with the left hand. And the Trojans just one field goal so far here in the quarter. They led 18-10 after one. They're trailing by 8. So that margin is 18-2 in the last 7 minutes for Noblesville. Trable.
One more.
see,
Arnold trapped by 2 defenders and the sideline. And
see, that's where Trable's got to be more aggressive right there, because the others can't see out of the traps. Trable's the only one that can see, and she scores the ball at 20-some points a game. She's got to take it to the basket and try to create something.
Anna Black back in the game now for East Central. Of course, East Central, less than a month ago, the 4A football state champions in dominant fashion. Reagan Wilson looks like he's going to try to hold for a last shot potentially. She's got a good 15 seconds before she will get in motion. Use this downtime to plug. You want to follow Mike Broughton on Twitter, IND All-Stars.
There you go, IND All-Stars.
Clock is on your screen. Tipner will go from 15 and score it. Almost reluctant to shoot it, but glad she did. And Noblesville wins the second quarter, 20-2. The defending 4A champs still look to be a really good basketball team here in 2022 and 2023. Millers 30, Trojans 20 here in this second semifinal of the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic. Stay tuned to special guests to join us here in a little moment as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network and Comcast 81.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
The home of Hoosiers.
where legends live.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
A giant field house.
And basketball courts in every park.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
Family.
And friends.
And team.
And fans.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
Memories.
And history.
And future.
And hope.
Basketball.
Lives.
Here.
Basketball lives here in Henry County, Indiana.
Welcome back to Hoops Heaven here in Henry County. And a guy that gets to now call this his full-time avocation is Matt Martin. He is the new executive director of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. He joins us now courtside. Greg Rakestraw, Mike Broughton with you as well. Again, you see the score on your screen. Noblesville outscoring East Central 20-2 in quarter number 2 to take a 10-point lead here at halftime. Matt, it is good to see you. And again, it's now been less than a year that Director of the Basketball Hall of Fame precedes your name in every conversation. What's the experience been like so far?
Again, it's been awesome. From last time we talked, our honorees, our inductees are fantastic. The people behind the scenes do a tremendous job here. For this tournament, Raymond James, can't go on without saying what they do for us and their financial support with this. Citizen State Bank, again, our golf classic, this. People are just fantastic. It's basketball in Indiana. What could be better?
there are the two busiest days of the year in the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, today and tomorrow, when you've got these teams, these fans that come to Newcastle to support this great game and be a part of history. What are these 2 days like? Just a parking lot or two away.
You know, again, we kind of do a reduced entry fee for our museum today, just so that all these people can come see what Indiana basketball is about. Most of them probably have never set foot in the building before. You know, and just to see the history, the tradition, the passion of what our state and what our basketball is about. Maybe we have somebody from out of state that doesn't know anything about it, and then we just enhance them. With this year, it's more special, though. Renovation on our ramp has just been completed, so you'll see a whole new pennants and a state champ wall, so a lot for everybody.
And I know that there is a big expansion that is coming up. Tripp was telling us about it in the last game. For those that weren't watching, 6,600 square feet of museum about to be added, event space, etc. Tell us about it.
Yeah, you know, with all history, now we need to add more space, more museum side. So we're going to add roughly 2,600 square feet of our museum space, double our archive room, so that, you know, the stuff behind the scenes that we can't display all the time, now we can hopefully get more stuff in and out. Our enshrinement gallery, larger gift shop. So really just expand what we're doing and be able to show more of the history, get more interactive, more fun. And so that's what we're looking for here.
By the way, the archive room is the best room in the entire joint. You got to know somebody to get in. I've been in there a couple of times. It's awfully fun to see.
It's that secret room.
Exactly, and now there's even more room for it. And it's amazing the donations you get on a weekly basis. And for example, a Facebook friend of mine found a program from the 1950 Bloomington sectional earlier this week, and I literally sent him a message and said, listen, whenever you're done with this, please get that to the Basketball Hall of Fame, because it's what your great museum is all about.
And we get that all the time. Hey, do you think this would be a part of it? You know, anything from, I had somebody today, hey, I've got a pencil from, 1930 some. Would that be? Absolutely, bring that. That's what we're about. If we don't have that stuff, then we don't exist. We can't show the history and passion of our sport. So yeah, anything from a 4-foot by 8-foot gym that came through the door the other day.
That, yes.
Again, to mascot heads, it's across the gamut what we get. And just when you think nothing else can get any different or neater, there it is. So it's really cool.
Hoopshall.com is the website for more information. Again, we love your passion, we love your time, but there's also dollars that are required to kind of keep the museum and everything that goes along with it in terms of donations and planned donations. What's the best way for our viewers to get involved?
Membership, number one. We're 501c3 non-for-profit. We're all a lot through memberships, through donations. So there's varying levels of memberships people can be a part of. They get different, little treats if they become members for different things. So yeah, memberships, we take one-time donations. Again, we're going to start our campaign really for our expansion here coming up. They want to be a part of that. That's a great thing for them to be a part of. And then again, if they want to sponsor some things, again, golf stuff or whole sponsors at our golf outing, we can find different ways to please different people.
Folks, at Citizen State Bank, the golf outing just down the street from Noblesville High School, by the way. I think July 24th is the date of that, coming up in 2023. By the way, what color tie are you going to wear tomorrow? Since we coordinated today, what you going to rock tomorrow?
That's a good question. We'll have to talk and get there so we can match again.
We'll have an off-camera meeting about this, Matt.
Sounds good.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Matt Martin, Executive Director of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, kind of join us at halftime. We'll take this quick timeout. Mike Bryden rejoins after that. Again, our score at the break. It is Noblesville 30, East Central 20, as you're watching the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic for the girls here on ISC and Comcast 81.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
The home of Hoosiers.
Where legends live.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
a giant field house.
And basketball courts in every park.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
Family.
And friends.
And team.
And fans.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
Memories.
And history.
And future.
And hope.
Basketball
Lives.
Here.
Basketball lives here in Henry County, Indiana.
Back here in Newcastle, both teams making their way from the locker room. Players share one tunnel here at this historic venue in its 7th decade. Greg Rakestraw, Mike Broughton with you on ISC and Comcast 81. And took Noblesville a while to get going, partner, but once they did, look out.
Yeah, Noblesville's quickness is fantastic, and they were really ready to go. And they want to win the championship, you can tell. And, you know, they have a lot to prove because they lost some of their players. And so everybody's counting them out. And, you know, you're sometimes the toughest when you're counted out. And it was supposed to be so easy last year after the state championship. Not going to be easy, but I think they're willing to take the shot at it because they're all playing well together.
Scoring in the first half, 11 for Caitlin Shoemaker, 8 for Meredith Tipner, 6 for Reagan Wilson, 3 for Brooklyn Ely, 2 for Kate Rollins, Cece Quigley, Ava Shoemaker, Danny Mendez all play but did not score. Mendez played very limited minutes due to picking up 2 fouls. For East Central, their points all come from Josie Trable, Laney Baker, and Addie Arnold. 8 for Trable, 6 for Baker, 6 for Arnold, that's it. Caitlin Dick, Emily Clem, Anna Black, Bailey Ensinger all played but did not score. By my count, 15 turnovers in the first half for East Central. They seemingly were able to get away from that late first quarter, early second quarter, but it was an onslaught from the midway point of quarter number 2 on for Noblesville.
Well, you know, Coach Moore knows they're 30% three-point shooters at best. They're shooting 58 the first half, still down 10. And so they're going to have to make some adjustments. They got to get Trable the ball. She's the one that's got to beat the trap. They need to make a pass and dive her to the basket, see if she can score some points, because she is their scorer. On the other end, Noblesville, they just need to play hard the second half. Then you got this matchup with them in Bedford tonight.
Now, we got about 45 seconds before we get back to third quarter action. Good chance to talk about Indiana All-Stars. First things first, Indiana game going back to Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Renovations will be complete by that point in time. Renovations of the building are done. It's the plaza area they are still working on. But you're going to come back in a big way. Not just 2 games, 4 that will take place that day. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we're going to have 2 futures games, the best freshmen, sophomore, and juniors in the state. Any coaches listening today, if you got a player that you think's good enough to be there, you can send it to my email. We're looking for candidates. And the boys and the girls games are at noon and 2. And then, of course, the All-Star games 5 and 8. And then also we have 12 Mr. and Miss Basketballs coming back. Miss Warren's coming back, the first Miss Basketball. We're going to have a deal with them when they come in. You can have their autographs, have your picture taken with them. And we're going to have a big poster when they played back in the year they played. Not their present time, but back when they were 18 years old. So we're looking forward to a great day. The best of the past, the present, and the future.
That is the second Saturday in June. IND All-Stars on Twitter to follow Mike's comings and goings across the state of Indiana. Ely, no, and there's Mendez, and just couldn't get the shot to go off the hands of Meredith Tipner. It'll be East Central ball, but that's 2 quality looks the first time down for Noblesville.
Yeah, the East Central, I mean, Trable's going to wear down here in a while because she's got 11 rebounds and 8 points in the first half, but she's got to make something go now for her if she's going to keep them in the game through the third quarter.
Kick ball. So a reset here for East Central. Trable, a pair of 3s, but a steal by Tipner, and then Trable commits the foul.
Well, that was a frustration foul right there. Tipner took the ball from her, and then she just grabbed. That's her second foul, so she's still okay.
Caitlin Shoemaker, leading scorer for Noblesville in this game, inbounds the basketball. She made 3 first-half threes, had 11 points in total. Pretty basic zone offense. 3 out, 2 in, and they're going to get Tipner with the extended arm. Offensive foul against the Millers.
Well, we started the first half like this. Now the second, a lot of turnovers here early in the third quarter, but they played real well in the second quarter as far as Noblesville with the big run.
Able to cross the 10-second stripe in time. Caitlin Dick's 3 does not go. And the loose ball, I think last touch by Wilson. Out of bounds to East Central.
See, if you don't get a turnover, you want a quick shot, and that's what Noblesville got that time. No rebounders for East Central. Noblesville just didn't pick up the rebound.
Wilson picks the pocket. Spins, shot, no. Pretty move, just didn't finish. But Mendez scrapping for every loose ball and draws a foul. And again, Noblesville didn't have Mendez much of the first half. She makes them even better when she's on the floor.
Yeah, they can put some big players out there, and East Central just has trouble matching up.
Straight up.
Turnaround shot by Wilson is good.
I'll tell you what, I hate saying this, but I see a lot of players, and she's one of the more fun players I see play all year. She has a good, Wilson, not only she passes it, but she has just a good charisma about herself. She's a guard. She wants to be a guard. She makes plays. She gets into gaps. I don't know. I really like how she plays the game. She's got some moxie to her.
Well, obviously we saw Noblesville be able to post their guards last year. That's how they made that great run throughout the course of the tournament, beating Franklin in the 4A championship game a year ago. And again, that was a kick. Yep, that's 3 of those for Tipner in the first 90 seconds.
Well, you can't, like you said, in practice, you can't show this because Tipner's 6'1". Their inside players 6'1" or 2", and they just have long arms, and it's hard to, be able to duplicate this in practice.
You can hear the positioning from Coach Buckley to our right. And clearly they were in the right spots. Another steal. Shoemaker. Last second pass to Tipner and 1. Tipner the bucket. She's got 10. First points for either side here in quarter number 3.
Well, again, it's just that relentless pressure. And then if you don't get the steal, you get a quick shot by East Central. And so East Central's had 2 points in the last 10 minutes of this game.
So Tipner with 11. And by the way, that's the first free throw attempted by Noblesville today. I said that was the first bucket. That was not. It was the second bucket. 15-point lead for Noblesville, their largest. Again, another hand in the passing lane. Arnold made a couple of threes early, but turns that one down. Trable has it poked away, but it is picked up by East Central. Now a 3 in the corner for Baker is good. Needed that one. And a timeout taken by East Central. A 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. This 30-second timeout, a service of Citizens State Bank. Looking for a bank with products and services designed with you in mind? Check out Citizens State Bank. Located in Central Indiana since 1873. They offer the banking products you need along with a full suite of digital tools that put you in charge of your banking experience. Open an account today at open.mycsbin.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. What now for East Central? You got that first bucket of the half. You're within 12. Now what do you do differently if you're Kevin Moore's squad?
I know the only thing I could see is if you would have Trable with the ball and she makes a pass, cut right to the middle, get the ball back, and then attack. I think that's their best play because she's big enough. She can score on any of the Noblesville girls, where the rest of them they have trouble seeing. But again, Trable's really not got any shots. She's got a lot of rebounds, but Noblesville's really handcuffed her as far as getting shots to the basket. Problem with the zone for East Central is Noblesville can dictate tempo, and they also got to rebound the ball out of the zone.
And they can also do that. Brooklyn Ely with a 3 made in each half. And then Tipner almost got another one. Noblesville again makes 5.5 threes a game. They've hit 5 today from 2 different players. And that'll be a foul against Tipner. Tipner going to do some lobbying, saying, hey, she's swinging those bows a little bit, trying to play through me.
And Noblesville gets a lot of grabs in this 1-3-1. They get their share of fouls, and so they have East Central has not attacked the basket. After they break the trap, they haven't attacked the basket. They're just kind of looking around, waiting for the next one to come and trap them.
They might be playing against some shadows at this point, too. Mendez, the steal. Tipner lets the player fly by and scores it. Tipner averages 16 a game. She's sitting on 13, and the lead grows to 17. Going in for East Central.
She needs to go.
They're sitting on 5 points last quarter and a half. Baker misses that one. And Tipner able to rebound down from the top of that zone to track it down. Again, this will make East Central a better team. Shoemaker, 3, yes.
I'll tell you what, Shoemaker, if she gets herself open, which she does, she's only shooting 25% from three-point, but everyone today has hit nothing but the net.
She might want to change her last name to Shotmaker at this point, as the lead grows to 20. And again, pass deflected. Tipner, Wilson, beauty. Watching Noblesville run the break, everybody knows exactly the lane they're supposed to fill.
Yeah, if they're on all cylinders right now, it's going to make for a good game tonight in the final game.
And again, a rematch of a game you played 8 days ago.
Yeah, well, Noblesville's got a lot of pizzazz right now. Bedford's going to have to match that. Bedford played kind of sleepwalk through the first game. They played okay, but they got to play at a higher level if you're going to play Noblesville tonight, which I think they're going to be ready to play, but I think it'll be a great final game. I don't think this 1-3-1 is going to stop Norman from getting what they want on Bedford. It's just a matter of Bedford if they can shoot it well enough. That's the question.
This timeout presented by our friends at the Indy Card Exchange, Indiana's home for vintage and modern sports cards. Looking to put a little coin back in your pocket after overdoing it at Christmas for the family, then maybe it's time to make a little money off your collection. Stop by and see Andy just west of I-69 on 96th Street, or check him out online anytime at IndyCardExchange.com. Mishawaka Marion will play the consolation game at 6. Certainly looking like that will be against East Central. Championship game to follow. Jane Schott joins me for those two contests. Same place that you are watching today's game, whether it's on the ISC Sports Network, the IHSAA Champions Network, ISC TV, which is seen on our friends at New Lisbon Communications, or watching on Comcast 81, our Twitter feed, our YouTube feed. A variety of ways to watch this game and tonight's doubleheader from the largest and finest high school field house in the world. And I can tell you this, one dribble and stopping is not how you beat this zone trap. Firing the 3 that misses everything, Arnold will track down the loose ball. It is a full-on swarm that Noblesville is putting on right now.
Yeah, East Central, I think Coach Moore's run out of answers to this thing. They can't get the ball reversed, and they're really taking their players, the main player, Trable, out of the game.
But again, this is obviously part of a rewarding experience, an honor to play in the Hall of Fame Classic. But again, for East Central, it is also a chance to play a higher level of competition than normally you see in your area. Mendez splits the defenders. Tipner is fouled, and Tipner will shoot 2.
Well, you know, you have East Central averaging only 11 turnovers a game, and they're at pretty close to 20 turnovers right now at least, and it's just a different speed. That was what, when I coached, you know, you can't show the speed, and like I used to say when I was at the various places, even when I was a college coach, speed kills, and you just want the quickness. The size is great. If you got some size, that's good. But in the end, you want quickness.
Tipner makes 1 of 2. On the season, she is a 72% free throw shooter. Ensinger is back in for East Central. Trable. And a foul going to be called against Noblesville. So that'll go against Ava Shoemaker. Her first. Third foul called against the Millers. Trable. Again, just that retreat dribble is going to get you beat. Mendez, they're going to wave it off. They're going to say that Tipner was clearing space.
Let's go, White, come on.
So Tipner called for the foul. So wave off what would have been the first bucket for Mendez today. It's one of the few things going wrong for Noblesville at this point. I would like to, and we'll talk to Donna between sessions, but think about the ground that Noblesville covers in that full court press, in that half court trap, and you're not seeing a single sign of any of their kids being winded at this point. The conditioning work that they put in to get to that point Must be of a pretty high magnitude.
Well, they're in a better shape than any of the other 3 schools. You can see everybody's winded but them, and they just keep on going, and they don't sub real deep. I mean, they have a few subs, but Tipner and Wilson, they just keep on going, plus the rest of them. They're good. They're just a sound team. They learned their lessons well winning the state.
Now, if part of that conditioning is spent in the weight room as Tipner misses a 3, if you've ever seen Noblesville facilities, you'll understand, because that's like a Big Ten level weight room they have at Noblesville. Trable is fouled. That goes against Caitlin Shoemaker.
Well, I think it's great. I think it's great this year that they've been able to play without their players. They had some that leave, and you know, I heard over the summer when Shade left, woe was me. Well, I'm not sure woe was me here.
Only group that hasn't said that is Noblesville.
And they're like going to be 12-3 here in a few minutes. So, see, you go backwards. See, at the beginning of the game, they attacked the trap. Now they're not attacking the trap at all. They're backing up, and when you back up, you're dead.
The 3 losses for Noblesville so far: South Bend, Washington, Hamilton Southeastern, and IHSAA is 3rd in the state with the Macalusky sisters, and the older one's going to play at Butler. Maya, a 6'3" guard of that group. And then lost to Fishers as well by 8. 3 is good for Shoemaker. She's got 17, her 5th made triple, 2nd of the half.
She's improving her 3-point shooting from 25% today.
And there is a 3 that goes for Arnold. Her 3rd made 3. She's got 9. And this was an 18-10 lead for East Central after 1 quarter. It has been an avalanche since that time in favor of Noblesville. Wilson, not that time, but Mendez scraps for the loose ball. Missed the putback. Great hustle by both sides. Ensinger comes down with it. By the way, Arnold had made 5 threes all year. She's made 3 today. And Tipner with the easy lay-in. And now Noblesville will alter their zone a little bit here. Go to a 3-2 zone. In Henry County, we should refer to this as the Peckinpah zone. As the former Shenandoah man and Rick Peckinpah, who was the leading proponent of playing this type of zone in his days at McCutcheon. Shoemaker gets another steal, that being Ava Shoemaker. And again, Wilson will pull from 10 and hit the floater. And East Central, see on your screen, can stop this one more time the rest of the game. Down to 1 timeout. Kickball. You know, we talk about how Noblesville and BNL are going to play for the 2nd time in 7 days. It is feasible they could play each other 3 times this year.
Right.
That'd be a state championship game. And again, there's a very good South Bend Washington team and others in the northern half of the bracket. Arnold. Tipner with her hands in the passing lane.
Sometimes you just think there's 7 out there, and right now that's what East Central thinks. There's just hands and quickness and bodies, and they're really struggling.
Arnold able to find a teammate with 30 seconds left to go here in quarter number 3. All bobbled, recovered, and a foul. And free throws coming up for Emily Clem. Emily averages 6.5 points a game, 72% free throw shooter. Her first attempt from the free throw line today.
It's going to tell something about Marion and East Central as well, because both of them came in here wanting to win the tournament. They've both been beaten pretty soundly in the first round. And so who shows up at 6 o'clock tonight to get 3rd place? I think you have to show some character in this, because it didn't work out like you wanted in the morning, but you got to come back here this evening.
Missed them both. Well, from a coaching standpoint, what you absolutely hate in a situation like this is to lose both games you play in a single day. We got to at least get one. Clock is on your screen. Quigley, low block, Tipner. Tipner powers up, missed it, and that'll be the end of quarter number 3. All Millers in the last 2 quarters, and now lead by 27. Final 8 minutes of this semifinal come your way next on ISC and Comcast 81.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a 3rd season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
Wrestler! Whoa!
You see some of the upcoming Hall of Fame inductees and honorees and members of the Silver Anniversary teams that are in attendance today being recognized by Chad Nickham, our public address announcer. Congratulations to these greats of the game being recognized here between the 3rd and 4th quarters. Alongside Mike Broughton, my name is Greg Rakestraw. Thank you so much for joining us on the ISC Sports Network and Comcast 81. I want to thank our friends at Visit Henry County and Hoops at Henry County. Take your shot at Henry County. Basketball destinations and so much more. Visit hoopsinhenry.com for trip planning ideas. You're Noblesville now. What are you hoping to get out of quarter number 4, Coach?
Well, I think I'd play my starters for about a couple minutes, stay in a zone, and then I'd pull them out, let my subs play, and I got a couple hours disadvantage on the time as far as getting ready, but I just go back and guard them in a zone here. I guess they're still going to trap a little bit, but I think the traps are enough, and you just sit back and just win the game and move on.
Another turnover for East Central. I think if you're East Central, I think get some food in them and get off your feet.
Yeah.
Rest.
You don't have much of a turnaround.
Yeah.
It's almost 2 o'clock. They're going to play at 6. And they got to regroup not only physically, but they're going to have to regroup mentally as well.
Rollins in for the Millers. Tipner working the low block. Wilson fires a 3. That does not go. She has not made one of those today. She has 12. She averages 13. On the attack, shot block. That was Shoemaker. Wilson hustling for the loose ball, but Arnold able to collect it. Rollins and Shoemaker collide. Trable fires a 3. It made a couple of those in the first half, but has not scored a point in the second half. Tipner's layup does not go. Baker takes a moment and connects. Baker's got 11.
That's the first shot they've had in about 6 or 7 minutes where they've been on balance just to shoot a normal shot. It was good for Baker.
A couple of trips up and down the floor, starting to resemble open gym here in the Fieldhouse. Tipner tries to see where that double's going to come from. Shoemaker throws down at the rim, doesn't go. And Trable will track down the loose ball. That is her 14th rebound. Doesn't have a double-double just yet because she's sitting on 8 points, but her 14 boards a team high. Long 3 by Baker does not go.